It's telling your friend you can't keep being the one who always drives. It's telling your manager you need clarity, not more circle back. It's telling your partner that the joke they keep making actually stings. It's telling your family you love them, but you're not available to be guilted into things anymore. Most of us don't avoid hard conversations because we're weak. We avoid them because we're trying to keep the peace. We're trying to be nice. We're trying not to be that person. The problem is, avoiding hard conversations doesn't keep peace. It just delays the explosion. You either explode outward later or implode inward now. Neither is personal growth. That's personal slow leak. So let's build the hard conversations muscle in a way that feels human. Not aggressive, not robotic, just clear, calm, and respectful. Here's the first truth. Hard conversations go better when you stop trying to win and start trying to be understood. A lot of conflict comes from two people feeling like they're on trial. If you walk in trying to prove your point, the other person will instinctively defend theirs. If you walk in trying to explain your experience and find a workable solution, you become a teammate, not an opponent. The second truth, the hardest part is the opening sentence. Once the conversation starts, it usually becomes less scary. So your goal isn't to plan the entire talk. Your goal is to have a clean opener. Try this structure. Care plus clarity plus request. Care, a short line that shows you're not here to attack. Clarity, what's actually happening and how it's landing on you. Request, what you'd like to change moving forward. It can be surprisingly simple. Hey, I care about our friendship. I've noticed I'm usually the one making plans, and I'm starting to feel a bit one-sided. Can we both take turns initiating? Or, I really want to do good work here. Lately I'm getting last-minute changes and it's making it hard to deliver. Can we set a clearer process for edits? Or, I love joking around with you. When you make that comment about my body, it sticks with me. Can we drop that one? That's it. Not a courtroom, not a ball. A novel. 3 parts. What makes this work is that it's hard to argue with someone's internal experience. You're not saying you're bad, you're saying, this is what happens in me when this happens out there. It keeps the conversation grounded, and grounded conversations tend to resolve faster. Now let's talk about tone, because tone is where people get trapped. They either come in too soft and get ignored, or they come in too hot and set the room on fire. The goal is warm and firm. Imagine you're talking to someone you respect who also needs clarity. Not a child, not an enemy, a peer. If you're worried you'll ramble, write your opener down first. Literally, read it once, then put it away. You're not scripting the whole conversation, you're just anchoring your starting point so nerves don't hijack your mouth. There's also a subtle move that changes everything. Make your request specific. Not be better or communicate more. Specific. Text me if you're running late. Please don't share my personal stuff in group chats. Can we decide by Thursday? I need 1 uninterrupted hour each morning. Specific requests are actionable. Vague requests create confusion, and confusion creates repeat conflict. Sometimes the other person responds well and you're like, wait, that was it? Yes. A lot of hard conversations are only hard in your head because you've been carrying them alone. The moment you put it on the table, the weight splits in half. But sometimes the other person doesn't respond well. They get defensive. They minimize. They say you're too sensitive. This is where the muscle really builds. When someone gets defensive, don't chase them. Don't argue. Don't explain your feelings for 20 minutes hoping they'll finally understand. Stay on your message with calm repetition. You can say, I hear you. I'm not trying to blame you. I'm telling you what I need going forward. Or, we might see it differently and that's okay. This is still important to me. Or, if you need to be firmer, I'm not asking for agreement, I'm asking for a change. This kind of repetition is powerful because it doesn't escalate. It holds the line. A huge part of personal growth is realizing that you don't need someone else to validate your boundary for it to be real. You don't need them to say you're right. You need them to respect the request. And if they won't, then you have information about the relationship. Here's another upgrade. Ask for collaboration instead of compliance. People are more willing to adjust when they feel included in the solution. Instead of stop doing this, try, can we find a way to handle this that works for both of us? You're still setting a boundary, but you're inviting them into a better pattern. This doesn't mean you compromise your needs. It means you let them help shape how the solution looks. That's adult communication. That's what keeps relationships alive instead of turning them into a series of unspoken resentments. If you're dealing with someone who loves to derail conversations, changing topics, bringing up old stuff, turning it into an argument about your tone, use a gentle redirect. We can talk about that later. Right now, I want to stay on this one thing. Or, I'm happy to hear your side. Can we finish this point first? Or, I'm noticing we're drifting. Can we come back to the original issue? You're not being controlling. You're keeping the conversation from becoming a tornado. Timing matters too. Hard conversations go best when nobody is hungry, exhausted, or already flooded with stress. If you try to do it at 11 p.m. after a long day, you're basically asking for drama. Pick a calmer time. Even saying, "Can we talk tomorrow after dinner? I want to bring something up," is a mature move. It gives the moment respect. After a hard conversation, your nervous system might shake a little. That's normal. You did something brave. Your body thinks bravery equals danger, even when it's healthy. Do something grounding afterward. Walk, shower, stretch, text a friend who feels safe. The goal is to teach your system speaking up is safe. We survived. We're okay. Over time, this becomes your new normal. You stop treating conflict like a disaster and start treating it like maintenance, like brushing your teeth. Not fun, but necessary, and way less painful than ignoring it for years. Here's the wild payoff. When you get better at hard conversations, your life gets lighter. You don't spend mental energy rehearsing imaginary arguments. You don't carry resentment like a backpack. You don't say yes when you mean no, and then punish yourself with bitterness. Your relationships become cleaner. Your work becomes clearer, and your self-respect quietly grows. That's personal development in real life. If you want a tiny practice rep this week, pick one low-stakes hard conversation. Something small, but real. A friend who always cancels last minute. A coworker who always pings you after hours. A family member who makes a joke that hits wrong. Use the care plus clarity plus request opener. Keep it short, warm and firm. Then stop talking and let them respond. Even if it's awkward, that's a win. Awkward is the sound of growth happening. The muscle is building, and the next time you need to speak up about something bigger, you won't feel like you're stepping into a storm. You'll feel like you're using a tool you've already practiced, a tool that protects your peace without burning bridges. That's the goal. Not to become confrontational, but to become clear. Clear people don't create more conflict. They create less because problems don't have time to rot. They get addressed. They get resolved. And you get to live with less tension and more room for the good stuff.